At the beginning of all this, Ben found the Omnitrix with which he was able to gain the power of 10 aliens. These appeared at key moments, making history. Now I wondered what would have happened if Ben had found the Ultimatrix from the start. A version that only gave him the ultimate forms. At that moment, would more destruction have been caused? Or would the fights with his enemies have ended more quickly? Thanks to Caesar Art. 23, the original 10 aliens have ultimate forms, and today we'll find out what they could have been capable of in their debut. We're nearing 600,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, join this legendary community. I better keep quiet for a month. And let's get started. In the case of fire, we know that as soon as it arrived, it caused a fire. In its supreme version, we see it as a blue goop of lava, representing the purest degree of combustion. The rocks on its body are replaced with molten metal as a benefit. As for powers, its temperature and durability have sharply increased, allowing it to manipulate lava. The big problem is that its extreme heat could be a danger to anyone nearby. So things would get complicated for this version in its debut, burning down the entire forest in just a few moments. And most likely, Grandpa, Max, and Wendy wouldn't have time to intervene. With Diamond, I have to admit our heroes arrived late. Vilgax's giant robot caused a lot of destruction, and I'd even say some significant losses. In his ultimate version, he keeps a body similar to stone, a bit more robust, made up of several layers of crystal, as if he were wearing armor. As for his powers, he's stronger and more resistant, and he also generates layers of crystal at will. He's now immune to sonic vibrations and can shoot light energy beams from his hands, like those made of stone. I think it's good since their species are related, and in his supreme evolution, he has a similar ability. It sounds pretty logical and quite useful, since Supreme Diamond would have intervened from the start with a lethal energy beam. This would have prevented putting so many people and private property at risk. And I think he could have delivered this final blow himself, winning the battle easily. Technophenomenon, what do you think? XLR8, he came to bring justice against Dinero and JT. What happened to them? I think we all agree that it's fine. Now, the Supreme version gave him a hybrid suit, kind of like a Velociraptor. As for powers, he's much faster, able to reach the speed of light, and also has accelerated thoughts and reflexes. And also, he can fly using these things that are literally wings. His speed allows him to control friction, evolving to generate static energy for attacks. A bombshell corresponding to the story. I think I would have done everything faster. At first, Ben used the aliens' powers for his own convenience, keeping in mind that some are valid while others are not. You're supposed to use your powers to help, not to find cards. What do you think you're doing, young lady? This one isn't valid. With the Supreme version, you could have avoided all this hassle. Thanks to its advanced intelligence, it could predict multiple scenarios, giving you the right answer and achieving your goal. Its design is nearly identical to Bendy's Omniverse, with the big difference that now its limbs were more proportional, making it look like a more natural evolution. With the debut of 4 arms, some things could have been prevented. Ben finally got an alien with which he can use brute force. Watching this episode again, I found it pretty strange that 4 arms couldn't defeat a simple mammoth. The ultimate version of 4 arms had to look like the original, but with a bulkier version, widening his torso and enlarging his arms. As for powers, he's much stronger, slightly taller, and has some parts of his body hardened, which could serve as armor for his defense. As a special power, he now has the ability to split his arms into up to 8, which have special joints that allow them to bend backward, enabling him to fight multiple enemies in all directions. This four-armed supreme power could have annihilated the mammoth, prevented museum damage, captured Dr. Animo, and defeated his dinosaur. And obviously it would have prevented this bird from kidnapping Wen, and what if this bird had still escaped with Wen? Would Four Arms' extra arms have neutralized the bird? That way, he could have saved his cousin and saved the day. We know that Insectoid is an escape or rescue alien, and this is shown in his debut, with his first job being to rescue Wen. His ultimate version is based on a dragonfly. It gives him 2 extra arms, which allow him to grab more things or people while flying. Note that 2 legs were removed to preserve the concept of an insect having 6 limbs. His enhanced powers include faster and more agile flight, a stronger exoskeleton, and explosive slime with adjustable viscosity that he can shoot from his mouth or tail. Or, for example, he can also create hand grenades. This supreme version makes use of his new abilities. He would have quickly neutralized the large bird trailing them, aware of his new ability to emit explosive slime. He would have looked for a way to shoot directly at the helmet, causing an explosion that destroys this machine, and in the process, he would have spared this enemy's life. Aquatic. He's a lethal alien, even more intimidating in water, his element. The ultimate version of his design incorporates features from eels, crocodiles, and sharks, which were present in the original version. Now he has crocodile skin and a shape much more similar to that of a shark. He sacrificed his antenna for new powers, including the ability to breathe both in and out of water. His strength comes from his anatomy and crocodile skin. He can now generate electricity, inspired by electric eels. This last ability would have been perfect against this Iron Man, since with his electricity he could have disabled the suit's circuits. Despite that, I wouldn't have traded this pursuit. The Kraken's emergence, along with examining an inadequately explored aspect, made it worthwhile. I would say it's one of the most epic and best made chases in Ben 10. Ultra T's story was straightforward and effective, though his ultimate form is overpowered. His metallic appearance has more circuits. In this form, he has full control over the nanites composing his body, which allows him to become solid, liquid, or a technological cloud. He can shoot plasma rays from his hands and recover by absorbing electricity or technology if damaged. Ghostfreak can be used as a real villain, since the true display of the Omnitrix is this, or can it be used for this? Can you hear the ocean? Loser, loser. The protective cloak that Phantasmatic had now becomes his true skin, allowing him to use his full power in the darkness or under the sun. He instills fear in enemies he contacts, and prolonged exposure can cause terrifying hallucinations. He can pass through living beings and objects, leaving a fragment of his consciousness in them. This allows him to possess and control multiple targets at once. There are other versions of these aliens which I personally recommend you check out on the artist's social media, due to time constraints and other factors. A second part of the video game Ben 10 Galvin is coming, since a major update is on the way. What I can tell you is that on June 14th, we'll be dressing up for the premiere of the second chapter of Ben 10 Legacy. And after this, we'll get ready to watch the summary of the long-awaited 4th season of Ben 10 Reboot. It's going to be a pretty busy month, but thanks to the help of these amazing people who support the channel, we'll make it possible. Remember, I'm Frio, and with me, it will be until the next time, goodbye.